I'm just gonna yap off the dome right now. I have not planned this at all. And honestly, if you're listening to this, I hope you really enjoy it. But I want you to know that first and foremost, I need to speak aloud in order to process what's going on in my brain right now, because this is a crazy moment. I have just completed No Place Like Om, Europe's biggest yoga tour, something that, as far as I know, has never been done before. Let me tell you exactly what just happened here in Europe over the last 2 months. 25 classes, 18 cities, 12 countries, almost 500 participants in free yoga education. I've not done this for profit. I've not done this for clout. I've done this because I was put on this earth to share yoga resources and to shed light on free tools that can transform this world one person at a time. Nice to meet you. My name is Itai Atula. I'm 23 years old from New York City, and I love yoga a lot. Before I was a yogi, I was a musician, still am a musician, full-time artist, writer, traveler, and my passion is making you smile, making you healthy, making you joyful, making you devoted to life. This is such a crazy moment for me because I didn't realize until this tour ended just what was really going on inside my body when I was in such a role of providing service for so long. I was teaching classes damn near every single day, holding space for so many other people as a test for myself to see what I was capable of. But the second the tour ended, I was like, oh my God, what do I do now? For at least the last 2 years of my life, there hasn't been a moment where existence has felt so open-ended. Like, I have an utter lack of structure in my life right now, and it's incredibly exciting, but incredibly terrifying, because the nature of tour is that I was bound to some train tracks. All my accommodations, all my trains were booked far, far in advance. And there was a freedom to that. I didn't have to choose where I went. I didn't have to choose what I did. I didn't have to meditate on the purpose behind what I was doing, because I knew the purpose of my life in that moment was to teach yoga classes. Those kind of rigid train tracks can be seen all through our society. You know, the straight and narrow path where people go to college, get a job, get a mortgage, start a family is just a bit of a sneakier version of that. It's very nice to give somebody else control. It feels freeing. It feels like decrease of your cognitive load. And I, for so long, have resisted that. I never even applied to college. Only real job I've ever had was teaching in elementary schools. And the whole time I trusted that I could create my own structure. But little did I know that with this tour, I could get so caught up in the routine of the self-imposed structure that I'd have such a whiplash, such a rebound effect, such a deep exhale when it all came to an end. That's what I'm feeling now, a moment of, oh my God, what is life? What am I doing here? This moment really represents a full circle for me. When I first started solo traveling about 18 months ago, I was in Asia for a whole year studying yoga, just trying to improve my own practice. And I was posting online, sharing what I learned, and eventually grew a community which just in the past few weeks has passed 500,000. And that statistic is coinciding with the conclusion of this tour, which is me finally being able to meet the community in person, sharing space, sharing eye contact, sharing breaths in a way that phone screens cannot allow. And I've been thinking a lot recently about how parasocial it is. How interesting it is, how curious it is, why we revere celebrities, why we all want to be famous in this culture. Maybe not everyone, but I've sure met a lot of people in my generation, and even Gen Alpha, that have celebrity ambitions. And I can't even sit here and pretend like I'm not a public figure anymore when I get approached on a daily basis and thanked for my work. So why did I do it? Why do I share it all? Why did I make it such a priority for myself to come out here and meet the people who created this life for me? I heard somebody say that the more successful you are, the more ambitious you are, the more famous you are, the more visible you are, the more trauma you have. Not only because being highly visible is very parasocial, but also because this desire to expand, to become great, to accumulate achievements comes from a deep, unfulfilled desire. And I think mine is a desire to be understood, to be seen, to be praised, to be appreciated, to be held, to be loved. And I'll admit, I've received so much love from everyone I met on this tour. I've received amazing, thoughtful gifts, from necklaces to crystals to little sculptures, stuffed animals. I could go on. And I love all the people that I've met. But then I hop on the train, I'm in a new city, and I'm alone. And yes, the whole purpose of this tour, No Place Like Om, is to find home in your body, to feel safe wherever you are, regardless of geographical or architectural location. And I'm so proud of myself for being my own best friend. I remember a time about 5 years ago where that wasn't the case, where I felt crushing loneliness. But I've come to understand, reflecting on this tour, that the sacrifices I've made in order to realize my dreams, travel the world, meet so many beautiful people, is that I haven't been prioritizing deep, long-term friendships and relationships. And now that this tour is over, now that I'm done for the moment holding space and lifting people up, I feel a deep desire to be held, to be nurtured, to be soft and vulnerable around people that know me and see me. And it's just another lesson in just how wobbly the slackline that we call the middle path really is. I could fall down the left side into gluttony, I could fall down the right side into austerity, but the slackline is so addicting. And I'm perfectly fine devoting my life to this pursuit of balance. You know, in the last few days of this tour, I've picked up surfing for the very first time, and I find it so poetic how surfers wrestle with the waves and get battered by the sea and look like absolute fools just for one moment of surfing that wave in absolute harmony with nature. And it's not just surfing. I felt that harmony when I'm teaching, when I'm with a lover, when I'm walking down the street by myself. That harmony is yoga. Let me remind you, the definition of yoga is connection with the world around you. Simply put, union. And now that I've tasted that feeling of unity, of connection, of harmony, I'm perfectly content spending my whole life pursuing that feeling. No matter how foolish I look, no matter how tough it is, no matter how much I end up wrestling and forgetting grace, I know that no substance, no vice, no form of escapism can compare to that beautiful feeling of harmony. Thank you to all the people who attended this tour for helping me discover that harmony. Thank you to the sponsors who supported me for believing in my vision. Thank you to my parents for raising me with a free mind. I feel so much gratitude in this moment, despite my existential confusion. Yesterday, I wrote about 12 pages in my journal, just talking about what is life, what am I doing here? What is my purpose? What is my drive? What is my focus now that this tour is over? Now that I've executed the vision of having a free Europe summer, where I share free yoga knowledge, outside the shackles of capitalism, doing what I love most, what's my next dream? Oh my God, I have so many dreams and I feel so tempted to share them with you right now, but I heard a quote by Deepak Chopra that said, "Whisper your dreams to the universe, don't shout them to the world." And usually I am the guy who will tell other people everything I want to accomplish in order to hold myself accountable. But today I'm gonna try the opposite. I'm gonna try keeping it to myself. Just know I already know it's coming, and you'll know when it's here. And I thank you for believing in me. And thank you for helping me show the world that yoga is the answer for everything. Because yoga represents trust, faith, confidence, grace, surrender, and absolute responsibility. Nobody can touch your peace if you've molded it yourself. And that doesn't mean life's meant to be all peaches and cream. I'm actually having one of the toughest moments in recent memory. So emotionally confused, so existentially lost now that this tour is over, and yet I'm feeling so grateful for the challenge. The deeper I've gotten into yoga, the less I fear my anxiety. The more I invite it in like an old familiar friend, tolerating it, listening to it, and giving it what it needs. Grace does not always look graceful. Grace just means allowing. And can we just mention for a moment that travel is the greatest education in the world? Now, I'm biased. I'm from the United States, so naturally have a bit of skepticism when it comes to higher education. On this tour, I met so many friends from Germany, from Austria, who revere studies because it's very cheap. Some of them even get paid for it, and it's encouraged socially. In America, it's more of a luxury good, only for those who can afford it. And I never applied to college, but my university has been the 33 countries I've had the pleasure of visiting. So crazy to say that number. 33 countries and I'm 23 years old. I feel like a baby. The older I get, the more I realize I have no idea. I don't know anything, and that's so exciting. I get to be a baby. I get to be a beginner. I get to be innocent and naive and pure. And no part of me would rather be jaded or hardened or stressed or closed off. I say bring it on. I have trust, and based on what I just saw, I could ideate and then execute. I understand the power of manifestation. I understand the power of yoga, of inner work, of resting in abundance rather than racing with scarcity. I'm speechless, y'all. 3 years ago, my life was absolutely different. I had never done yoga before. I was horribly addicted to marijuana, hated myself, acne all over my face, completely nocturnal, ruled by lust, addicted to pornography, might I add, in shambles. And today I come to you as somebody who has shared transformative yoga knowledge with millions upon millions of people, travels the world full time, is supported economically, doing what I love, and is looking at a beautiful sunset over Portugal. If you're watching this and you know you're not in your fullest potential, I want to remind you that humans are incapable of choosing something that they don't believe serves them in some way. Why do we choose to stay complacent in situations we should challenge? How are those situations benefiting us? And what is it that scares us so much about expansion, about taking a leap of faith? I swear I get less and less risk averse the more I get proof of God. We are all protected if we believe. We cannot be seeking infinity in installments. You know, maybe my life will change if I get this car, if I get this promotion, if I get this outfit. That is scarcity screaming through you. We cannot seek it in installments. We must be getting it all at once. It happens with one deep breath. Take a deep breath right now and realize you are everything. You are exactly where you need to be. There is no patience in this game because there's only right now. It's all happening now. When you take that deep breath and realize you don't need anything else. You are shifting timelines. This is the timeline where I have arrived. And in this moment, I'm so happy to be here. I could think about, oh no, I don't want to shift away from it in the future. Oh no, what does tomorrow hold? Oh no, what's for dinner tonight? Bro, to quote a beautiful mural that I saw in Madrid, La vida es hoy. Life is today. Today, right now, you are everything. And nothing will change once you get that thing you want if you don't already feel it. You don't actually want to impress your crush. You don't actually want to win the favor of your boss. You don't actually want that nice new house. You just want the feeling that it gives you. And the feeling is free, bro. Feel the feeling now. I hope you're feeling it. I surely am. I'm so grateful for everyone who supported me on this journey. How many times I gotta say it? I can't get enough of saying I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that, I'm grateful for this fruit that I'm about to eat, I'm grateful for this bed I'm about to sleep in tonight, I'm grateful for this camera I'm recording on, I'm grateful for the little stubble on my chin, I'm grateful for the ocean waves I surfed today, I'm grateful for the jacket on my shoulders, I'm grateful for the golden hour light around me. I love you so much. Please let me know what you got from this transmission. I'd love to start a conversation with you. I'm replying to all comments. And I look forward to hearing your story. My name is Itai, and I love you so much. You're exactly where you need to be. You are so strong, and you are a massive gift to this earth and the people in it. I'll catch you next time. Peace and love.